What's up, Dip Nation? My name is Dave. Welcome to the Too Much Dip podcast, a Washed Media podcast. Joining me today in studio, as always, it's Dylan Shivery.
Ooh, first intro. Wasn't expecting it, kind of love it. Glad to be here.
You're literally on the pod. You're a co-host.
Yeah,
the original member.
We have this guy here. You usually,
no, surprise guest. Surprise
usually
guest.
mash that Brett card first,
Okay.
but
Not a surprise guest anymore.
That's okay.
yeah.
Brett's here too.
Very pleased to be here, however. It's Texas Tech week. Or something. KJ's not as excited.
KJ live from Madison, hitting you with the
Live from the Lightroom. We all know it's Skillet Week here in Texas, although I'm not here, there, whatever. But yeah, those two teams get together. You can throw all those other state schools out the window.
Ooh.
Have you been to a Madison tailgate yet, KJ?
November 3rd.
Ooh.
Unofficial, Too Much Dip, unauthorized meetup. I will be at the Maryland-Wisconsin game. Will be my first Badger tailgate.
They have a Chimmies up there?
No.
No Chimmies? Dave and I will be at Chimmies Saturday.
Yeah, we're going to be, with 93.7, the Sports Tiger. Dylan and I are going to be live at Chili's and Chimmy's as well.
Both
Two
of
different
them.
places.
Yeah, they both booked us.
They both booked us. And we'll be representing the sports fan animal as well.
Live from Lubbock. West Texas.
You know, there are worse places to be. Are y'all actually going to be in Lubbock?
No. Be cool if we were.
Nah.
I would. That's a fun
No, it wouldn't.
atmosphere.
If Lubbock was 30 minutes away, maybe.
If somebody would have taken us up on our offer to pay for our room, board, and travel expenses and give us suite tickets, then we would have been there. But nobody did because Tech Nation just doesn't show out for us. I guess our tech listeners aren't big ballers, little ballers, and that's fine. So are we.
Okay. You know, I would say even with all those things on the line, I don't know. What if you had to do like a live podcast in like some uncomfortable frat house situation or sorority house? Like just go do a side show
Because somebody was paying us
satisfy the deal.
$1,100 to do it.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
some bottom tier.
Yeah, I'd have
Booking
to see.
too much dope.
I wouldn't even do a mid tier. I'm only going top tier.
Yeah.
Is it Haboob season in Lubbock?
I feel like that's spring, but I could be wrong about that. Spring tends to be very windy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say spring.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably spring.
Okay.
And speaking of spring,
Haboob is, of course, I mean, I know, but for the people who probably don't know, that, of course,
Right.
is a
Dust storm equivalent.
Right.
Right. You get the big clouds that roll through and it's pretty blinding for a couple minutes. Never have experienced one in the last 20 years.
it's real fun when the dirt and dust mixes with the rain and the high winds, and it comes in sideways and just mud clumps all over your window.
Yeah. It looks like you went mudding.
This voice, it's Brett Merriman of Cold Stove fame,
The Cold Stove Podcast Season 2
also Malin.
and Malin, but Cold Stove Season 2, a hockey breaking news and notes and rumors and speculation podcast by myself and NRD, NHL Rumors Daily, of Twitter fame.
The Twitter guy
Twitter guy. Yeah.
or gal, we don't know. It's a guy.
Very true. You
Well,
can hear his voice.
here's
It's
voice,
Yeah, sorry.
mainly.
NRD, good dude. I had lunch with him in parts unknown.
Did he cover his face?
No. Good dude. Great guy. And I just want to announce Season 2, if you're a sports fan, maybe you're not necessarily an NHL fan, good year to get into it. I swear.
How are my Golden Knights looking?
Well, they're there.
Sounds
They're
good.
playing.
They're
this
still
year.
a team.
They're
Sounds good.
still a team.
What about my boy Ike, the
Well,
Ikester?
the Ike man, I'll tell you what.
Not doing the Ike man.
So he,
Ikester.
for the first time since he's been in Vegas,
history.
since they had huge injury issues last year. You know this, right?
Of course. That's the
Um,
only reason they were down,
We went to a
Right.
game, remember?
Yes.
famously.
So Eichel is not going to have to do it himself this year. He's got his boys back. He's got the Stone Man back,
Stone
for
Man.
example.
Jack Stone of Bachelorette fame.
No,
We're
different
conflating.
stone.
Shit.
But I'll tell you what, Golden Knights, Look for a bounce back here.
Let's fucking
You can
rock.
throw all the records out the window when the Golden Knights play this year.
Are they going to be buzzing?
You can also, Brett, throw the rundown out the window when Dylan's involved because we weren't supposed to do this yet, but we're just running with it, and I'm gonna tank it. But Brett's here to talk cold stove. Brett, how are the Golden Knights looking?
Well, yeah, Dave, they're still there. You got Eichel, you got the Stone Man back.
Yes.
The goaltending is
Stone Man cometh.
Goaltending's up in the air, Dylan. You're gonna have to win game 6-4. You know that kind of hockey.
You know, I feel like goalies are just a dime a dozen in the NHL.
Wow.
Get to
Not much difference in them.
Get to the main event. Tell me about
You
KJ
stand
and
there
I's Dallas Stars.
You stand there and block the puck.
That's famously what goalies
That's
do.
all you got to do.
Listen, the Stars' new coach,
Just cover that
Pete
5 hole.
DeBoer.
Yeah, we got it.
Dave, you Niagara guy. You're
Pete
familiar.
DeBoer, yeah.
You're familiar with Western New York, right?
Right, yeah.
And I'll listen. When you have Rupe, you have Robertson,
Yeah,
and
oh
you
yeah.
have Pavs on the
J-Rob,
line.
All the
Pavs.
boys. All the boys.
Pav's coming back. He's literally my age, maybe even a little younger.
He's 38.
Fuck yeah.
My age,
So,
too.
Younger than Dylan.
See, what the Stars do that not a lot of the teams do is they have a bunch of guys who are like 38, though.
That's smart.
Right. So
Pav had a great
And
year.
they paid
He
them.
did.
They pay
He
them
did.
a lot.
Yeah, they have a lot of guys that are super old. And they even have guys who are super old that aren't even on the team anymore.
How old's Marchman?
Mason Marchman is
Their big offseason acquisition.
27.
Coming off his best year.
That's a great signing. Great signing, Dave.
Really
So
opens
listen.
us up at the forward position, KJ.
The Stars' biggest problem over the last couple of years, Stars' biggest problem has been secondary scoring. You're familiar with this. They have a great line. Robertson puts the puck in the net. Sagan, he's hot and cold, but he usually puts the puck in the net.
Got to be
Now-
careful with
now
great
they-
lines around Dylan.
Right.
I don't know what that means.
Now
He
they
doesn't
have
play much hockey, is what I'm saying.
at least 2 scoring lines. I'm just going to I'll throw that out there, Dave. And obviously, you got Miro, Essa, Yanni.
What about Segs and Ben?
They're there too.
They're there.
And-
I
and-
love both
and
those guys. But
Potentially, Jay Gottinger, number 5 on the Vezina Trophy watch list right now.
coming off a hot
That's a
series
made
against
up name.
Calgary.
What's that, KJ?
Vesna Trophy is a made up name. I feel like hockey comes up with some random ass trophy to like
It's like the same
celebrate
thing as Heisman.
every season.
They're just named after old white dudes that played 70 years ago.
It's
Okay,
Vecna time.
meaning this one is for what? Best goaltender for the first fourth of the season? Like what's the Vesna Trophy?
No, he's just best goalie for the full year. And then the
Okay.
Hart is the MVP of the whole year. The Maurice Rocket Richard Trophy.
The what?
Well, he was the Rocket, KJ.
The original Rocket.
He was the original Red Rocket before that term was co-opted by dogs. And then now it's the term for
They're
the
dicks.
person who scores the most goals in the season.
Dylan, their dicks.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
I
what the
got
hell's
Like a lipstick.
Red
dude.
Rocket.
The Norris, famously, they're the best defenseman of the year. So,
You haven't even gotten to the Calder Cup, which I feel like I learned 18 months ago.
well, that's just what the Texas Stars are going for. That's the AHL championship.
I'm glad that came up.
Calder. Wait. What's the like MVP one then?
The Hart.
Ah, fuck. I don't know that, man.
The Celtic is the best player in the playoffs.
Brett, just up the road, we've got the Texas Stars.
Cedar Park. Yeah, I
Tell me
drive by
this.
it a lot.
Who are some of the young guns we could go up there and watch?
Oh,
This is
you're
not
looking
Spawn.
at
I'm
Riley
curious.
Damiani,
Okay.
Ty Del'Andrea. He's actually gotten a couple games in the show, Dave.
Mhm.
You got a couple guys. I mean, Will Butcher, former
The Butch man.
Buffalo Sabre. He's not really one you want to look at, but
Yeah, he's there,
Uh,
though. It's good to know.
Leon Bichsel, their draft pick from, I believe it was this year. I don't know if he'll play this year yet. He's probably still got some seasoning.
Well, it's the big sale.
Sure. But I mean, you're going to have guys, if they don't make the team in Dallas, you got a couple fun guys to watch. Mav Bork, Wyatt Johnston. Mav Bork, great name.
Mav Bork, great name.
Logan Stankoven.
Did you see PK Subban retired?
I did. So did Zdeno Chara. 2 defensemen.
What a cuck.
What? I'm just trying to. You could have done it.
You're cucking
This guy,
KJ's
before
sports
the show,
part.
I'm like, hey, I had one hockey note. I got one thing. This
Okay.
guy's like, hey, did you hear about this PK Subban guy?
Listen, I just
What's he famous for, KJ? Like anything in particular that he's done in recent years?
Donating enough to have a children's hospital named after him. Being like an above average analyst for pre-games on NHL Network. Having a brother that was called some names last season and banging
Buffalo Sabre
Lindsey
now.
Vonn after Tiger. Quite a few
Okay.
times.
Some people have said that
There
PK
it is.
Subban was peak when the Lindsey Vonn pictures have surfaced.
Well,
They-
don't look those up.
Yeah,
It's improper.
Don't do it.
right.
Tiger's in there too.
Illegal.
Yeah, they're saying there's a little Tiger, there's a little PK
Is
in
this
there as well.
a fappening situation?
I
This is
believe
post
that's what it
fappening,
was.
but
yeah.
it's fappening adjacent.
Who came up with that name, the fappening?
Not
Come
me.
on, grow up.
That was I remember that day specifically. 2014.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You remember it well, huh?
No, I remember it like that was a very online. If you were online, you remember that moment.
Randy, what's like the anime equivalent for the fappening? Go ahead, buddy. Your mic's off. You could.
He's got nothing. He's shaking it off.
Zdeno Chara also retired. Big Z. Boston Bruins guy. Washington Capitals and then New York Islanders. Two legendary defensemen, Dylan, that the NHL is going to miss.
It's too bad, man.
What's the
You
biggest
ever
storyline?
Hook up
going
with like
into this season?
Peekaboo Street or something.
Another.
Sorry, I'm still on the skiing.
We're doing
thing.
Olympic people. Yeah.
Peekaboo. Did you hear Dave's question? Biggest
Did he ever
storyline
hook
going
up
into
with
the season.
How freaking good the Buffalo Sabres are going to be. I mean,
That's why we're doing this.
It is Buffalo, New York. It's
Vegas.
it's their year.
Vegas.
Well, listen,
Stone
Nathan
Man.
McKinnon, famous Colorado Avalanche hockey player, just signed the biggest NHL contract in history, Dave. 8 years,
Okay.
12.6 per. That is what hockey players at the peak get paid, unfortunately. So that's as somebody pointed out, I believe that's like Jerry Stackhouse.
JaVale
kind of
McGee money.
Yeah, it's JaVale McGee money. Kind of sad.
That is sad. How much of that's guaranteed?
100% of it.
Okay.
You're all guaranteed contracts, but they don't make a whole bunch in the old NHL.
Sure.
But big story.
They don't play for money.
They play for the name
Conn
on the front of their
Smythe.
jersey, not the name on the back.
And the Calder, KJ.
Oh, Conn Smythe is the NHL MVP or the playoff MVP. I said the Selke. Selke's best defensive forward. My
Tougher
bad.
scene, Brett or Dave. Who knows? Probably me.
Tough. Anyway, I just want to say exciting things happening this year in hockey. If you have ESPN Plus, Dylan, I think, is getting there with it.
I just canceled it because I realized that they don't have the Longhorn Network.
Okay.
I had it for about 16 hours.
Okay. If you have ESPN
Time
Plus,
out.
you can watch any out of
What,
market.
KJ? Say what you got to say, man.
You should have it like attached to your Disney Plus subscription, like a real, human being / father.
Like a real guy.
I had to subscribe to it, man. And then I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
well,
wait,
you
I
have
ca- I
Disney
still
Plus,
can't watch.
probably, right?
I was like, I still can't watch Texas games, so I canceled it, and I had to sign up for what's that? Sling. You hear
Sling
about this?
TV?
Oh
Sling.
my God. I didn't know you went all the way to Sling.
I had to, dog. We're gonna cancel that too.
Didn't Sling used to be Slingbox? Like,
Slingbox was a thing,
and then they changed the name because, okay.
but it was a different kind of service though. Just like mirrored your TV or something and sent it to a device, a remote device.
Okay.
All I'm saying is if you have ESPN Plus, you get all out of market games. Big season for Will's Detroit Red Wings. Big season for Randy's Chicago Blackhawks to be the worst team in the NHL.
Good for you, Randy.
And big season for KJ if you want to get up to a Milwaukee Admirals game. I mean,
I was in Milwaukee this weekend. I saw no professional hockey teams, much like Dylan. I will pay attention when they get us a real team.
oh, okay.
I don't need Blackhawks. Got enough.
Very cool.
Wow.
But yeah, hey, thanks for having me, guys. Listen to Cold Stove Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Cold Stove Pod. On Instagram at Cold Stove Pod. Shouts to intern Callie, big hockey fan, wearing the worst hat I've ever seen yesterday.
Wow.
She's got some good hats.
I mean, I like just stepping all over my dead body. with
Really
that hat.
and just subtle about it. Just sits down and waits for somebody to notice.
Yeah, he was in the crease.
Wait, I didn't see the hat. Was it a Kim Pagula hat? Like,
No,
autograph
she's still
hat?
sick, so I can't go at her right now.
Oh,
But she was wearing a Dallas
Fair.
Stars Stanley Cup champion. Literally, it had the Buffalo Sabres logo on it, the old goat head logo.
Terrible logo.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not terrible. They're bringing that back for 12 games this year.
Shouldn't, but I
Okay.
get it.
Well,
Got to relive
They are.
the glory years of
it was
losing the Stanley
basically
Cup.
like Dallas Stars better than the Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah.
1999.
She
whenever it
got
was.
your ass.
She did. I was like, oh, that's fucking thanks for that.
Brett, thank you.
Thank you guys.
Always fun having you on.
By the way, before I go, Ole Miss, the Rebels.
Huh?
I texted you guys this. I said I think they're on might be really good watch.
Okay.
So I just want to issue that watch right now. Could become a warning
We'll see about it.
in the next couple weeks. If they beat Kentucky October 1st, it's on.
You know, Texas is famously moving to the SEC in a couple of
I
years.
know they'll be in the SEC West, and so that'll be a fun time.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Hey, you're all right, Brett. I don't
Thanks,
care, I
guys.
don't care what they say about
Love
you.
talking sports. Go
Yeah.
Bills. Look like a juggernaut. So
Yeah, they're very good at football.
yeah, look good.
Who goes further, Bills or Sabes?
Bills.
Yeah.
Sabres
you're
make
right.
the playoffs. Bills win the Super Bowl.
You're right.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Brett. That's Brett Merriman, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause.
Very cool. I'm not gonna clap.
We need that button. We
I'm
don't
not
have that
gonna clap.
button.
I'm not gonna clap.
We should. Hey, by the way, we do Thursday night live streams, 6:30 Central. YouTube.com/toomuchdip. That's YouTube.com/toomuchdip. Check it out. Pick games. We got some serious big dogs lined up. The next 3 weeks, if it goes to plan, it's going to be a fun time. Not that we haven't had big dogs before, but
Wow.
we're
Some serious.
we're
big
having
dogs.
people on that we have not had on before.
Sheesh.
We love DJ. We love Pete.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Some of us don't love picking games, me mainly, because I'm really, really bad at it, which is a good segue into the Too Much Dip bet payoff.
How did I have no idea how I did. I gotta look.
You
that
didn't
up.
do great, but I don't think you did as bad as me.
Very cool.
We've got we did a prompt on Instagram. It said, what should the bet payoff be for a loser, last place? And your responses may surprise you. Randy, if you may. Yeah, you guys came up with some good ones. And I'll just get off the top, let me just say, I don't think anyone is going to enlist in the military. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just don't think it's any of us are really in
It's a major commitment.
yeah.
You know, life altering.
Are we even eligible? Are any of us? I thought there was like an age limit too.
You can enlist, I think, into your late 30s. I think they expanded it when recruiting went down after well, we won't get into that. First one though, I did like do a raw meat experiment.
That just means eat raw meat.
Correct.
What about sushi? Can I eat sushi?
No.
It's raw. It's meat.
What else we got? Oh, caddy for a round. That's okay. I'm going to lose.
That is not bad, and it's something that we will actually follow through on. No, I'm not trying to throw shade at you, KJ, but we will actually do that. You know what I mean?
I would love to caddy for KJ.
I would too.
KJ doesn't.
I would love to dress as Bagger Vance and make it all suspect if we're going to post to socials or not.
Okay.
Wait.
I haven't seen the movie, so I have no idea like what the context of the movie is. I just know that at best I could dress as the guy in that 70s photo that looks real fucking dope. I don't know who it is, but he's got a lot of swag. There's a black guy.
the late great Lee Elders.
Oh yeah. Well, no.
Is he
It
just
was
older?
somebody caddying. Was he caddying for somebody? I don't think so.
Oh,
This
you're-
guy had like
Crenshaw's caddy, maybe.
maybe.
matter.
Who knows? Whatever.
You're gonna look
What
cool
other
whatever you
recommendations
do.
do we have?
Get Snow's barbecue for the squad while wearing a grass skirt and coconut bra. I've already gotten barbecue for friends while wearing a dress, so I've fulfilled my lifelong obligation on that
I'm
front.
telling you, I'm going to lose this. I'm 0-2 in fantasy. I've won like 3 games through 2 weeks in this pick'em. I'm done.
You're
I'm
toast.
cooked. I am. So this is all for me. So y'all pretty much just assume it's going to be the Dave show.
So to be clear, this is punishment for last place only, right?
Fuck.
Because last year we kind of talked about everyone who doesn't beat Gast has to pay up. But I
Correct.
kind of like how
Yeah,
it's just if
as
it's just last place.
As we learned last year, let that be a lesson for all years into the future. Am I getting a little modulated on that end?
It's not you. It's the lawn crew immediately outside of our window.
They're
They're shooting.
God.
they're 2.5 feet from Dave right now.
I can feel the mulch hitting the window behind me. It's palpable. I can even smell it. Allergies going crazy. Landry,
I
friend
don't
of the
know
show,
where
Luka
I was,
Doncic.
but yeah.
24 hours in a Waffle House minus an hour per waffle with a continuous live stream. That's a classic. A lot of
AKA
guys
the
doing
Waffle
that.
House Challenge.
Thanks.
Yeah. Reenacting a Cole Campbell video. Love that one. I might do that one just for fun. Getting big.
I'm dialed in, baby.
It's very niche.
Yeah. Hopefully the sound of this leaf blower doesn't come through as loudly, to our listeners as it does for us.
This one says ACT test. I don't hate that.
Oh, I hate that, which
That's-
I guess makes it good.
That's
But-
good. You think you could get above 20?
I
That
don't even
sounds-
know the scoring system. I never took the ACT.
Oh, you
I
did?
was just an SAT boy.
I did both.
What'd you get? Like a 14?
I think I got a 28.
Yeah, sure you did. You don't have to lie to us, dog.
Ass tat, no welching, cough, cough, Dylan. I don't know what that means.
Who said that?
I won't say his name. I don't want to dox him. But
Was that a
do you have
typo? Did he mean to write F? Was it felching or was it welching?
do people? No, I think it's.
I
I don't know
welching.
what people do. Okay.
Do the NFL Combine on Insta Live. Watch Dave not be able to rep 225.
That's a fun one.
If I can get permission to do single plate instead of two plates,
Well, we
unless
did
you want to
the-
watch me hit maybe one if I'm lucky.
During the Grand X Combine, we did 135 as opposed to 225 as we are not NFL prospects. And I got 31 reps. Not to brag. Pretty good.
I got 24, I think.
Yeah, sure you did.
It's almost my body weight.
Sure.
It's pretty good.
Sure you did.
Yeah. I definitely think we would do reduced weight for that. Just because it wouldn't be entertaining if it's like single digit numbers.
Just watch
Or,
Dave cave his
yeah.
chest in.
I see somebody propose a 100 milligram edible.
That's too
No.
many milligrams.
I do 10 and I'm just on the floor.
I only fuck with 2.5. Shout out Early Bird.
Yeah. Attend a Texas A&M home football game dressed as a yell leader.
Kind of love that. Kind of love that.
That's tough seeing.
But then you have to like,
Is
might
it
run into Michael Bud Light's ultimate tailgater.
A&M's so weird? Would they consider that stolen valor if you do that?
They'd probably draw their swords on me.
They'd probably they'd probably kill you.
Yeah, I feel like the embarrassment is like not even worth the risk of having to fight there. It would be more embarrassing to dress like that anywhere else on the planet.
I would agree.
Eat 15 early birds before a pod. Okay, again, that's
That's way too many.
one chip challenge. Is that the really spicy chip?
What makes the chips so spicy?
Yeah.
Ghost pepper? Habanero?
Reaper, Carolina Reaper, I believe.
Intern Callie said she did it, and she said it was definitely not worth it. She said it was awful. She said it ruined her day.
Is this you
Yeah.
put a pepper on the chip, or the chip already comes super hot? And where do you buy these chips?
I don't know if the chip does that, but the chip's already very spicy.
Thank you, David.
I'm not opposed to a food challenge. I know some of us are divertick challenged, but I ain't scared of the one chip challenge, I guess.
Okay. We're going to decide on this. There's a bunch of good ones. Walk from Austin to Dallas till you find KJ's truck nuts. It doesn't seem safe or practical. They're probably gone, right?
Oh, there's a funny one. RT, all the porn Doc Rivers liked. You just retweet porn onto the TO.
So that was real?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, why don't y'all leave Doc alone?
Caught him slipping, dog.
Was it ironic? Like, was there any docking videos?
That I don't know.
That joke was probably made. A little late to the punch here. That's fine. We'll let you know. Do you have any personal faves, KJ?
I feel like the combine is great, especially because the time that we wrap up dip picks, it's right after the Super Bowl, obviously, and that's not far out from the combine. You know, we have combine about 6 weeks after that. You know, you got to imagine there's some loading phase after results are handed out to get this done. So I don't mind that. I also think the Waffle House, albeit a very familiar one, I think somebody in the past did a 7-Eleven style challenge, like with the lottery tickets. Like, I don't mind those, but I really also don't hate the streamathon. One of y'all got to go lock yourselves in the stew. Just be sitting there with Call of Duty. I know. Woe is you. Going live for, I don't know, an untold amount of time.
Nothing would make Randy happier.
And
Actually,
maybe
no,
it's not an overnight. Maybe it's during the workday, so we're not impeding on, our spousal's existence. But,
I'm kind of leaning Combine because we could make a good video out of it. And, I think it would be, we could probably find a gym on it. Maybe we've done it there. There's a lot of places that train like actual athletes that would probably let us do it just to name drop.
We do have membership at a gym already. We could probably just go there.
Yeah, but our gym doesn't have like a field or turf.
You could do the 40 somewhere else outside.
Yeah.
Make it
we
work.
can reach out to UT, see if their strength coach would entertain us wasting somebody's time inside the bubble.
Is it still Mad Dog?
He hadn't been there for like 18 years.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
Mad Dog. He was tight, though.
Speaking of mad dogs, mad underdogs, how about these guys at DraftKings? I love DraftKings. The NFL action is in full swing here at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. We're talking touchdowns, Dylan. Big plays, KJ, and even bigger wins. New customers can bet just $5 on any NFL team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. If that's not enough, everyone can boost their winnings with DraftKings stepped up same game parlays. Right now, for every leg you add, you can boost your winnings up to 100%. With bigger payouts than ever, why bet on football anywhere else? To make things even sweeter, you can throw down on stepped up same game parlays once per game all season long. How about that? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code WASHED to get $200 in free bets if your team wins when you place a $5 bet on any football game. That's code WASHED only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions do apply. See the show notes for details.
That's right.
Where do we start, KJ?
I think we got to dive into the NFL. I love going with college first, as it's typically the more emotionally tied in. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. NFL was nuts this week. I feel like if you were doing anything besides fading David or myself, because I went 2-7 this week too. However, one of those two being my big boy stack. So shouts to Liberty for covering plus 16.
That's a good pick.
So unless you were fading us and you were just loving your picks over the weekend, it was just chaos. I think the Cardinals-Raiders game has got to be a starting point. It led to the most chatter in our group text. It looked like Kliff Kingsbury was going to be the name on everybody's hit list for every college job the rest of this season if they would have lost this game. Kyler looked dejected. It just looked like a team that hadn't. They looked like crap.
Terrible first half.
Say it one more time.
Terrible first half.
Oh yeah. Somehow they crept back in it, and I don't remember the circumstances or the situation specifically, but I know that they were looking to tie the game up. And they had 9 plays inside the 10-yard, inside the 10, given a penalty situation. And it took them until that second, 4th and goal from like the 5 for Kyler just to basically say, F it, quarterback draw, run it in, and line back up for the 2-point conversion. And about as good as you can thread a needle, he fucking lasered it through, directed AJ Green back across the middle, gets the 2-point conversion to tie up the game. And they go to overtime. And you're like, holy shit. All of a sudden, Kliff's not going to be fired. And again, it looked like they're going to lose, and they pulled it out.
Was it the touchdown right before that 2-point conversion where he dropped back and had like 45 seconds back there? He was just like, the line was protecting him very well. He was just kind of bouncing around in the backfield. And then he's very slippery back there. And then kind of squirted out and ran. I say like he's such a tiny guy. He squirted out and he snuck in. He ran it in on the left side. I think that was the play I'm thinking of.
Yes.
My gosh.
He's not sustainable, right?
Why you say that?
Because
He's a little lad?
he's at his best when the play's broken down. and he does improvise quite well, better than probably anybody.
Like
But-
Wayne Brady level?
Exactly. That's pretty good.
He
You
does
familiar
improv.
with this?
He does improv. Yeah.
Whose line is it anyway? That being said, I just feel like that's not good for long term. I mean, at some point he slows down. He's got to be a pocket passer. He's a short lad, as you noted.
He's a little fella.
I don't know. It just it looks like I don't think he's that well liked by the team. He got paid.
That seems kind of obvious at this point.
Yeah, and it just doesn't seem like this is sustainable. I don't think the Cardinals are I don't think they're a playoff team.
You see, he got smacked. He got slapped.
No.
Yeah. So
Oh,
high-fiving
he was
fans on the
celebrating
way.
after the game, and then he went to like the front row of the stands, and I think he was a Cardinals fan even. Just it doesn't seem like it was intentionally malicious, but he got pawed basically. This dude put his big old mitt on his face, kind of smacked him a little bit. He got very upset and started to get into a little scuffle. You didn't see this?
I really did not see this.
It's all over the TL, man. It really wasn't that bad. There's a slowed down version of the video, and the dude just kind of grazes him with his palm, but he took it like he got smacked real hard and went at this guy anyway.
Yeah, it was best summed up, I believe, by Trill Withers, not the slap, but the touchdown Dylan was describing. He said, "Kyler be scampering," and I'm like, yeah. I don't know where else I would use that word if not for like Red Lobster shrimp situation, but scampering definitely applied well.
Scompering.
We're not doing that, David.
No, I think we are.
Of course, he's making a shrimp scampi play there,
Right. I played that card. You get one a week.
which is what he ate a lot of when he was back in the old country.
When I was at Olive Garden with you a few weeks ago.
Olive Garden.
Shout out to Brando.
Yeah,
Great last meal at the company.
it was.
How about Joe Flacco, KJ?
I jokingly brought up Joe Flacco last week saying nobody cared about Joe Flacco, including me. And I don't really care about the Jets or the Browns, but they were down 13 with 1:55 to go against the Browns. By all accounts, the Browns were about to be 2-0, doing quite well without Deshaun Watson. And then they stopped covering Garrett Wilson, first-round draft pick out of Ohio State. And Joe Flacco made it happen. They got the onside kick, and they scored relatively easy after that as well. And they went for two, they just needed to go for one. They were only down 13. So yeah, they hit the extra point and ended up winning. Being down 13, 99.9% chance to lose.
Did you see the pregame festivities in Cleveland with the tailgate scene?
I saw one image that unfortunately got out. You want to describe it, Dave?
Give me your knee-jerk reaction.
Oh, wow.
Just give me your first take.
Oh, wow. That's my initial reaction.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, they went there.
It's bad.
You go ahead and describe it. People probably don't know what you're talking about.
A mannequin on a table.
Sure.
It's supposed to be a massage table.
It was
Visibly aroused. So, we're just making light of the
There's a towel over the
allegations against the
towel
quarterback.
over the erection.
Really funny.
And it said happy endings are not illegal.
Okay.
A little more to it than that.
I mean, yeah. Wasn't that an actual line from his attorney, by the way?
I believe.
I think that was said, and I don't remember the context, if that was a deposition. I don't remember, or if he was just speaking to the media. But KJ, thoughts? Trash fan base or nah?
Relative to the state they're in, it's about what you'd expect.
That's really mean.
2 through 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's on my bench.
No, he was not. Was he on your bench for real?
Yeah, I've got Jalen and Tua. I went with Jalen just
okay.
Who played well. That being said, he did not throw 6 touchdowns. That was as bizarre as the Cardinals game was. This was every bit, I think, just because everybody turned it off. It was like, oh, dude, Baltimore, they're really good. Dolphins, they're fine. first-year head coach, and he's Mike McDaniel, and he's whatever. But that was just a weird comeback.
It turns out that the cheetah, Tyreek Hill, can get so open because he's so fast that even when Tua underthrows him by 5 yards, he still has plenty of space to make the catch.
How do you let him?
I watched the end of that pass just to see if he was going to be underthrown, to see if Dylan was going to highlight it. And,
He very
and
clearly
he was.
underthrew him by a lot on the really long touchdown pass, but he was so open that it didn't matter. He like came back to it and still caught it.
I like, what's that defense called, KJ? You played defense famously. When you just, the best player on the other team, you just let him get behind you. What is that called?
That's your man. You just look at somebody else and that's your guy. It usually is an immediate, you're yelling at some other DB when you know damn well that was your fault. I thought you had over the top.
You throw your hands up.
Yeah, you put your arms like, come on, man. That's you, dog.
White furry guy meme.
Yeah.
Or whatever that little creature is. Oh, man. I guess that.
Well, now, I was going to say, now that that's done, and Jalen Waddle, shout out to him. He had a fucking monster day too.
Yeah, he did.
I wanted to clear the floor for King Cooper Rush talk by the two of you.
2-0, Dylan.
He is a very suitable backup quarterback.
Undefeated as a starter.
Undefeated as a starter, as Dave points out.
2 wins against Minnesota Vikings last season and the team that was in the Super Bowl, the Cincinnati Bengals this season. Sustainable or no?
He sustainable as a backup. He's a great plug-in guy to get you through a few games. He's doing an excellent job.
How about 5 games?
They're going to drop a couple of those games.
Okay.
They're going to drop a couple. I don't even know who's on the schedule the next 5 games. They're going to drop a couple, and that's fine. He's not expected to win 5 games. Don't need him to win 5 games. But Dak's not looking. I know he didn't play a full game. He's got less than a game under his belt. Didn't look great. Didn't look better than Cooper Rush.
Whoa. You implying a quarterback controversy here?
No, I'm not. You don't give a guy all that money and leave it up to there's no controversy. I'm just saying the offense it looks okay.
Kellen Moore had a great first half. Calling plays. Second half, I think I texted this to y'all. I texted it to some group where I was just bitching. I was like, oh, he's going to lose this game for us. Didn't love the second half.
I'm loving the defense. We know Micah Parsons, he is that guy.
He's a real guy.
Why is his name slip?
Marcus Lawrence.
No.
Okay.
The defensive
LVE
back,
actually had a
number
decent
7
day.
defensive back. My guy. He's my guy.
Oh, Trayvon.
Trayvon Diggs.
He's making open field tackles. That we didn't see that last year.
Did that make you nervous when you saw him?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. Not known for his tackling yet.
The Diggs brothers had quite the weekend, or I guess one of them was Monday night. Quite the football week for the Diggs brothers.
Good family.
He looks great. The defense looks really, really good. I'm hopeful.
Micah Parsons on the short list for Calder Trophy, or I'm sorry, it's a callback to previously. No, he's as good as anybody on that side of the ball, right? I mean, and it's weird because I know he's in great shape and he's a man of some size. He just looks so much smaller than the guys he's going up against. And I know edge rushers aren't super bulky, but it's just crazy how much power he has.
He's awesome.
It was weird. And I think it was just because every time he was out a play, they went to a close-up shot of him on the sideline. And he wasn't like sucking oxygen or just like looking gassed or anything like that. But it seemed like there was a disproportionate amount of shots of Micah Parsons on the sideline, likely after a sack or a big play. But it was like, okay, I get it. He's not in. There he is on the sideline. Like they kept going back to him so many times during that production. It just seemed a little bit odd. It has nothing to do with the game or his play, but it just seemed like they were, I don't know. It was a lot.
Well, I think the reason they did that, KJ, is because if they showed the field, it would blind the viewer's eyes due to the glaring sun in that stupid stadium, which actually does. If you're watching on a good TV, it is hard to watch.
Mm-hmm. Games look weird in that stadium, and in I think I've gotten used to the Rams' new stadium, but it took a minute. For some reason, even like the Vikings stadium, where they have a similar, lot of natural light situation, like it looks normal. The Cowboys, it always looks like they built a stadium inside of a shopping mall, and I'm just like, all right, well, let's just go with this. I don't know. I'm glad they won. I'm just like constantly pessimistic about the Cowboys, and I try to like,
As you should be.
Because you're smart.
enjoy that without being a hater. Like, I'm just glad that they're in a position where they have so many excuses. You can have a left tackle out, a quarterback out, and they're still finding a way to win. Whereas usually they would end the season with those excuses and never get any better for it. So the decision to keep Cooper and, I don't know, not try to at least say we're going to go look who's available, maybe it was the right one. Unlike what the Niners did, they're like, hey, we want to get rid of fucking Garoppolo. Turns out they're glad that they couldn't because Trey Lance is out for the year.
That's
and
a
they
bummer.
quickly were like, yeah, we got to get a third guy in here. So they kind of backed into success.
Yeah. I didn't see that injury. Was it gruesome?
Yeah.
He fell on his ankle, but it wasn't a forceful, like somebody diving into his leg type of thing. He just kind of got crumpled up a little bit.
It wasn't a gotta hope it's just a cramp situation.
No, you're talking about Trey Lance, right?
Yeah.
Gruesome, and then his foot was turned the wrong way. Yeah.
Oh, it
He's
was.
he's done.
Yeah, I knew he was
Yeah.
done. I didn't know if it was like a Dak style.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeesh. KJ, you mentioned a shopping mall. I was wondering if I think it would be better if the Cowboys did build their stadium inside the Parks Mall, also in Arlington. Shout out to the Parks
Maybe
Mall.
that's the one that's coming to mind.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would want like North Park. No, let's go Parks right there. They've got an ice rink. We can turn that into a field. You ever been to the Parks Mall?
That's a mall atmosphere is how I described where the Texans play. Was it? It's Reliant NRG. Is that what it's called now? That's how that stadium feels to me.
I've heard that about
I've never
another
been there.
Allegiant.
Feels like there's a food court and like a skating rink. You know, real close.
But what we've got, not only do we have windows that we don't put curtains in front of, we also have two other things. We have artwork and we have a low scoreboard.
That you can hit with the
Video
when you
board.
punt.
Right, which has been hit through two games 2 times. Allegedly. We don't know about the second one. That was weird. It clearly did hit it, right?
Yeah. I would say if I'm a Cowboys fan, I'm optimistic about the fact that you just won a game that you were chalking up as a loss, even with Dak there and maybe with Tyron. Not even chalking up as a loss, but like you would have been comfortable with the loss with Tyron Smith there and Dak there. And, you found out a way to get a win there. You've got a lot of division games coming up. Now your only concern is like, are we better than the Giants who figured out how to run the ball and have a healthy Saquon? I don't know what to make of the Commanders, and you just hope to kind of keep pace with the Eagles because I'm a believer.
Yeah. It does make you feel a little better that Tampa Bay's defense
Looks
was really, really, really good again. I know they're playing New Orleans, but they're really, really good. And I think they might be the best team in the NFC. That's
Tampa
a really
signed?
hot take.
Okay.
Did y'all see who Tampa signed?
No.
Cole Beasley.
Is he on that
ESPN
TB12
wrote-
bullshit?
I don't know. But ESPN did write the little headline that, see, I even did it inadvertently there. Short-handed Bucks signed Beasley to the wide receiver staff. And I'm like, okay, that's intentional.
Notably not tall.
Why is it? Oh, is Godwin out for an extended amount of time?
I think he's got a hamstring issue lingering. You've also have Mike Evans suspended for beating Marshawn Lattimore this past game.
Good football fight right there. That was a good little scrap. That was, you like to see it. Or I guess you don't, but you do. Tom Brady even getting in there. I wonder what happens if somebody puts their hands on Brady.
We get what? Kyle Trask's show?
Exactly. It's not great. Anything else on the NFL?
No, let's do a little college. Should be a quickie.
Let's talk college football.
You want to do Vizzy?
Gentlemen?
You want to do?
Yeah.
Let's do Vizzy. Do Vizzy, Dylan.
You want me to do Vizzy, Davey?
Well, I'll tell you this right now. Summer's phased out, and it's time for something fresh during the season of change.
Well, you know, after summer vibes, tailgate vibes began. I've been saying that.
Yeah, and if you like summer vibes, it's still like 98 here.
That's true,
so
too.
you could just, but that's not like that. It's not like this everywhere.
But catch me tailgating with the Vizzy in hand, especially those earlier kickoffs. You get out there with those mimosas.
I want to go up there with KJ and Madison and tailgate and drink Vizzies.
I will be doing that this Saturday.
Just
Little
waiting for that
neighborhood
invite,
tailgate action for Wisconsin, Ohio State. Bring in the Vizzies.
Pretty interesting that he has not invited us, but that's fine. Whether you're cozying up for cuffing season or hosting a tailgate that will be the envy of the lot, pass the vibe check with a case of bold, delicious, Vizzy hard seltzer. What are you guys drinking on these? Are you still on the lemonade? Are you doing the mimosa?
I can't get off the lemonades, if I'm being just totally honest with everybody here. I like all the lemonade flavors.
Yeah, I'm a fan. It's probably my favorite. Although I have been digging on the mimosa, the pineapple orange, the peach orange, both very, very good. And you can get that variety pack, that Vizzy variety pack, for a cornucopia of flavors. How about that? Strawberry kiwi, blueberry pomegranate, black cherry lime, pineapple mango. Phenomenal. Vizzy Hard Seltzer, flavors for every vibe. Stock up on Vizzy Hard Seltzer and show some love for the show. Here's how to get yours. Go to VizzyHardSeltzer.com/washed to find Vizzy near you. That's VizzyHardSeltzer.com/washed. And to hear first about the latest flavor drops and more, sign up at VizzyHardSeltzer.com/subscribe. Must be 21 or older. And remember, celebrate responsibly. Molson Coors Beverage Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You hear that? Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah, we know, man.
We get it, dude. You branched out.
I drove by the factory this weekend. Quick aside, Milwaukee's got some pretty tight little brunch area situation going on in Third Ward. If ever you I won't say get stuck, you get a little wild hair and you want to go visit a cool town. It was hard to put a finger on. It's like a little bit of Fort Worth, a little bit of Austin vibe, a little bit of San Antonio. They've got river cutting through town. Nice little experience.
I've heard nothing but good things.
You know, I won't vouch for the whole city, but you can definitely stitch together a nice little 2 days. All right.
Let's talk college football. Where do we begin?
Well, this first note here, Ohio State and Georgia versus the field, implying these are a couple of pretty good programs, Dave.
A lot of people are saying that.
Yeah.
Before we dive into that, and I know I threw that note on there. Once you were able to figure out how to be a slinger and watch your team play UTSA, there was a little bit of chatter in the group chat. I didn't see anything official, but we were under the impression Quinn was supposed to be out and gone for a long time. You have any other reports to provide here?
Yeah, so Quinn Ewers, I saw predictions anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks. This is him being out, up to like 4 to 6. And then rumors going around that maybe he'd be available much sooner. Did not expect to see him on the field before the game against UTSA, warming up, throwing the ball around a little bit. He wasn't like letting it loose or anything, but he was throwing the ball around a little bit, and even more surprised to see him actually suit up for the game. Now, you could theorize that maybe Sarkisian was trying to throw future opponents off a little bit, make like I don't know who to prepare for, Quinn or Hudson Card. That makes a lot of sense. Sark's presser yesterday, he said that all quarterbacks are a full go in practice. I don't know what exactly that means. I don't know if he's going to be playing this weekend against Texas Tech, but I do expect him at the very least to be back by Oklahoma, which is 2 weeks from this weekend.
That's juicy.
Yeah. He'll probably be back by West Virginia, which is next week. I think if I had to guess, I'd say he's like an emergency option this weekend. If Card goes down, or maybe they look like shit and they're down 20, let's see what he can do. I don't know, something like that. Good news is it looks like he's way ahead of schedule, compared to or when considering kind of initial reports. So that's great.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. My thought is, and I don't know the extent of that injury. I know it was just a sprain. It wasn't a break, right? So
SC joint sprain, which is kind of where the collarbone meets the rib cage, kind of like right here.
Yeah, it's just like, do you want to risk your program defining quarterback, before you go to the SEC? I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
because one bad hit, he's out for the year, and that's always the case at that position. But it's just like you'd be looking really bad if he went out there against Tech and
Hudson Card is not getting you to a Big 12 championship. He's just not.
I think he's good enough to compete with Tech and beat West Virginia.
Yeah,
I don't think.
And
West
Tech
Virginia's
with the backup, that's worth noting.
You
Tech
don't want
also
to trot him out there
point.
against Oklahoma, though.
No. Did Major Applewhite ever beat OU? He did, right? As a backup.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Just think Texas. It feels like that's like the Texas folk story would be like Hudson Card goes out there and everybody's kind of meh on him, and he beats OU. I don't know. I just don't. I did like watching him. That the limited time we got, I was like, oh, dude, this is. I'm not even a Texas fan, but this is going to be fun because he's
sick.
Way better than I thought he was going to be.
He's good. I mean, he's doing that 130 yards in the first quarter against Alabama. That dude is good.
Yeah, UTSA though. Shout out to their fans. They were quite boisterous on West 6th as I was out watching the Golovkin-Canelo fight.
I have a he'll remain anonymous. I have a contact. He's actually a scout for an NFL franchise, and according to him, he can really spin it. So, yeah,
this is pretty cool inside information.
I know.
You don't get this from a lot of other pods, KJ.
I know, but again, I won't reveal who my source is, so please don't ask me.
Okay, please don't ask him.
I guess one last question on Quinn is: are the rumors true that before the game he was seen? I think, like you said, doing some warm ups, kind of staying engaged. Was he also like going through like pretending to call plays in the huddle and going to the line and checking at the line and calling audibles and then going through his dropbacks? That was him too, right?
Yeah, he was also recording really, really corny and insufferable TikToks after the game.
Russ got that dub though.
Who cares? Who cares?
It was a really bad game.
Who cares?
Broncos are not fun right now. Sorry to all our friends in Denver. Not a fun time.
Let me hit these next couple real quick. So Ohio State and Georgia. Ohio State put up the most points by any team in any game, I believe, since like 1950 something, maybe further. 77 points. Doesn't matter who it was against, but they can still score. Georgia still remains a mystery how they weren't number one coming out of the gate, because they're for real. Some polls still have Alabama ahead of Ohio State. Doesn't make sense, but whatever. Also didn't make sense that the coaches poll has Michigan State, who lost by a lot to Oregon, ahead of Oregon, but I digress. My question is, if you were given, I don't know what the odds are, you taking Ohio State or in Georgia to win the national championship as of today, or the field? Mind you, the field includes Alabama.
I'm mashing that button.
I'm probably taking one of those two teams.
I'm really, this take is hot, but I really like Georgia.
I don't know who's going to beat Georgia. That team is absolutely loaded and just firing on all cylinders right now.
Can a Kentucky or a team that was recently put on Might Be Really Good watch by Brett, Ole Miss? I don't know what the schedules look like, but could they compete with the Georgia?
I don't think Alabama can compete with Georgia.
I think one of those two teams I just named might be better than Alabama.
Than Alabama?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I've been wrong about pretty much every take this season. Yeah, and KJ, to clarify, it was Washington that took down Michigan State. But Oregon did take down BYU. And I said that was going to be the end of Bo Nix, the Bo Nix era. He was really good. He was awesome. Just they demolished BYU, a good BYU team. So I don't know. I don't know anymore, man. I'm not good at this.
I sat there and had my next note lined up because I was going to stitch those two together, because Washington, led by real big Michael Penix, former Indiana University quarterback, who, if you recall, as a freshman beat Ohio State at home with like a controversial goal line pylon dive. And maybe it was Penn State and not Ohio State, but either way, he's got some big wins on his belt. Transferred to Washington. Washington's 3-0. I'm not here to say they're going to compete like at a national level, but it will keep it. I think it keeps the Pac-12 interesting enough. USC is going to need somebody with a good record. They're going to need a fight to keep their, playoff hopes alive, or vice versa. After Oregon dropped that game early, you need a team like Washington to keep running the table.
Keep an eye on Oregon State. That's a team dude, Oregon State's good. Oregon State can compete. They've got USC here that's this weekend. USC Oregon State's a big game. I've been all over USC. No one else has. But they've got a lot of good players at the skill positions, famously. But watch out for that.
I think that defense can be had a little bit, but the
defense is very sus.
Yeah,
as the kids say. Also, watch out for Herm Edwards coming to a broadcast near you.
you got to let that man at least walk off the field.
Why do they do that?
I don't know. You never, when you walk off the field after an L, you never want to see the athletic director and the school president waiting for you in the end zone. As a sheriff escorts you right into their arms. It's never a good thing. That's embarrassing.
That's rough. Yeah.
That
might be
better?
worse than the that might be worse than getting left at the tarmac. That's worse than Lane Kiffin, I think. Like the earlier that you're told, like if you're told at halftime, that takes the cake. But like the earlier towards like that game defining loss that you're told, and by all means, Lane Kiffin getting left at the tarmac by USC was kind of the line of demarcation. I think this sets the
at least let him go in the locker room.
I didn't realize how insane the Herm Edwards tenure has been at Arizona State. But
how insane has it been? I haven't been paying much attention. They've just been terrible. Oh, there's
4
been
years.
some violations. No,
correct.
Okay.
I don't know,
got it?
but he's really good on TV, or he's okay on TV. He's good for a soundbite every year.
You play to win the game.
That's true, man. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Last notes from me. Iron Skillet week. I'm not here to break down TCU, SMU, or SMU, TCU, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. SMU will win. Again, probably should have beat Maryland if we'd taken advantage of our opportunities. That's for another day. What I do have a problem is, let's say you're a coach who helped build SMU's recruitment pipeline. You undercut that when you left to take a job at TCU by having all of your commitments coordinate like with their decommitments publicly. And then you go on to leave TCU for a job with the Rams. Mind you, you're doing kind of a shitty job because they're not running the ball well. And you post its Iron Skillet week with the purple horn frog. Stay in your lane, bro. Stay in your lane.
Do you want to name drop that man who we've tried to get on this pod as a guest who did not respond to my DM?
Yeah, well, good. For the best.
That is kind of sorry. I didn't realize
he could just say Iron Skillet week. He didn't need to throw the purple horn frog emoji, a place where he was employed for no more than 40 days, if that.
Yeah.
Like,
Youngest running back coach in the NFL history, though. So,
yeah, Cam Akers and his 32 yards in week 1 really is excited about it. Like, you probably have recruits who committed to you at both schools. There's no reason to throw that out. So whatever. I'm excited about this week. It looks to be setting some attendance records for that rivalry, which in the past, I don't know what year it was, but there's a SMU TCU game where at Ford Stadium, they probably hit 45, 46,000, which isn't a ton. But at the start of the game, there were 20. At halftime, when SMU was leading, there were 30, 35. And then people kept showing up and filling up the stands. It just was a wild scene because SMU is going to upset just after LaDainian Tomlinson. Good, TCU. Chris Beard. You want to speak to your football coach being getting advice from fucking Chris Beard on how to handle Lubbock?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what the heck's going on there. If there was actually, like, I mean, surely they talked, but it wasn't like he's like, all right, what do I expect when I go there? I know it's Sarkisian's first time going to Lubbock. Yeah, maybe he had a little something to say to him about just the environment to expect and all that, but I think that's just for, a blurb here. There's nothing to that. It's a basketball coach, first of all.
Yeah, very different sports.
It's a basketball.
One's indoors, one's outdoors.
That's very true, Dave.
Sarkisian, who came from Alabama, has also coached in the NFL.
Yeah, like
he's going to be intimidated by.
The environment's going to be it's going to be just fine. I mean,
you guys have clearly never been to Lubbock.
Do they still do tortillas there, KJ?
I saw some recently.
1,000%.
Okay, good.
It's it's a bit, and it's lasted this long.
It's fun. It's a fun one, and they're pretty harmless. You get hit by a tortilla, it's like, oh, okay.
What if you hit Kyler with a tortilla? How would he react?
Kyler? He's coming at you.
For some reason, he's out there. Not good.
He's hoping you cut a hole in the middle so he can crawl out from underneath it first, and then he was not going to be angry.
Wow. That's a short joke.
Don't do short kings like that, man. I'm right here.
Sorry, Kyler.
Hey, do you think any SMU frat dudes will say any regrettable things to Sonny Dykes?
1,000%.
That's
as they should.
The crowd shots are going to be pretty legendary.
Hey, this is the last time, most likely, that Texas will travel to Lubbock for football.
That stinks. And also,
Bedlam is
apparently they have no interest in scheduling each other.
Which I guess there's
Yeah,
Bedlam is going to be no more, unfortunately.
That's dumb.
I know it's like historically lopsided, but it was either 2009 or 2010. I went to Bedlam in Stillwater, and it was the loudest, the most fun game most fun college game I've ever been a part of, and that sucks because that's a lot of times, dude. I mean, OSU's competitive program in the Big 12.
They're really good this year, actually.
Yeah. So that stinks if this is the last time we see that. It's Bedlam, man.
Yeah. There was also, was it Alabama OU that was supposed to happen in 2024 that they were asked to cancel?
Georgia, I think, had the home and home.
Yeah, Georgia OU.
Georgia OU.
SMU
Okay,
OU.
thank you. Which, of course, is leading people to believe that there will be an OU Texas move to the SEC that year. So next year could be the last year that Texas and OU are playing in the Big 12.
Well, 2023 is the year I believe that BYU is planning their move. Like that's when, because they had no conference like obligations. So I think there's a lot of efforts to align with that movement. Otherwise, you're going to have a weird year where BYU joins the Big 12 and then with Texas and OU, and then and then another year where they all shift out. Like, I think Cincinnati and all of the AAC teams got approval to move next year. So it's going to look like a cluster. Enjoy whatever you expect, like as tradition this year, because by the end of this year, who knows? Even, not to belabor this, but like for the SEC, we talked about the schedules, who's on Georgia's schedule this year. Like, I think I saw a graphic, like they don't play Alabama, they don't play LSU, they don't play Ole Miss this year during the regular season, which when you have 16 teams, it's just going to happen that way. Now that you're going to have 18 and eventually maybe more, like it's going to be weird talking about the strength of your conference when you don't play the strength of your conference, and you can't, because it's so big. So it's going to be, we're going to see a lot change in that regard.
Okay.
Let's party.
Let's party. This is the part of the podcast where we talk about sports, party at the same damn time. If I may, can I lead off with an ode to Triple G, Gennady Golovkin? Lost a tough one, the Canelo trilogy fight. It wasn't particularly close. He's 40 years old. Canelo's significantly younger in his prime. It went about the way that I think people thought it would. Lost a decision. Sucks, but because most people think Triple G got robbed of at least one of the first two fights. I'm one of those people. So in reality, it should be he won one, lost two, or maybe won one, split one, lost one. Doesn't matter. Sucks, but I think real ones know. Real ones know. Love Triple G. I like Canelo too, but always been a Triple G guy. He says he's not retiring. I kind of wish he would. Don't want to see him bounce around, and he doesn't have the stamina to throw the hands for 12 rounds. But fun
Jake Paul
times.
fight.
Go ahead.
Get a Triple G Jake Paul fight.
If that happens, that might be enough for me to never watch combat sports in any category ever again.
We think Anderson Silva can win that Jake Paul fight?
Absolutely.
He better, man.
Anderson Silva is one of the best strikers of all time. And he's still piecing dudes up at whatever, 47 or whatever he is.
Is he that old?
He's in his 40s.
Okay.
And the best at avoiding contact. I mean, I feel like him and Mayweather were always like the excitement killers when you watch them. You're like, yeah, they just never get touched. And Anderson was great at that.
Great showman, too. Great showman. That'll be a fun. I will actually watch that fight, potentially illegally. Anyway.
Very cool.
Are you excited for 4 days of real simple, easy to follow, and like real basic President's Cup golf?
Man, it's teed up for you, man. Just as a fellow Dimplehead, like, I can't wait to be texting with you about the President's Cup.
Be like, oh, is this couples day? Is this the three-legged race? Which
It's not the three-legged race.
which event are they competing today?
The
I'm kidding.
potato sack race?
You know Zeej is gonna lose that. He's not even gonna fucking participate. He's like, nah, I'm not fucking putting on a potato sack.
Stupid question alert. Live guys, are they?
No.
Okay, they're not?
Nope.
No.
PGA sanctioned event. No live. That's why the international team is quite depleted.
That's good for Bryson, though, because there will, in fact, be security ropes at this event. So.
You hate to see me taken out again.
What the fuck, guys?
What the fuck, guys?
Oh, my God.
I can't see right now. Yeah, you can.
You probably can. Maybe you should have just ducked.
Grab the rope like
Or
any normal person.
You're fucking 6'1". Step over it.
What a chotch.
Oh, man.
Ooh,
Okay,
playoff
quick pop
baseball.
quiz. Playoff baseball's 2 weeks out. Can we name 3 teams that are already clinched or in contention to clinch?
Houston Astros.
The hated Astros.
are in.
That's the same team.
The Angels are out.
The New York
Okay.
baseball Yankees.
Are
Potentially in.
We don't know. We don't know.
Have
The
yet-
Dodgers are
have yet
probably
to
in.
clinch.
They were on a slide last time I was really following. Aaron Judge
have
is
yet
not.
to clinch.
Aaron Judge having a season. He's flirting with the Triple
Okay.
Crown, Dave. You hear about the
One
Triple
more
Crown?
name.
Did you say the Dodgers already?
I think they're in. I don't know for sure. They're really good.
The other team, KJ, is
Great man said, "I wish we knew."
Okay.
you really don't even know.
We should make an attempt to do some baseball.
I will watch playoff
Mariners.
baseball.
Here you go.
I'm very
Here you go.
interested
Dodgers,
in the Astros. Verlander's
Astros.
been awesome.
Dodgers, Astros, Mets have all clinched. The Braves are likely next to clinch. The Yankees right behind them. Braves, Padres, Cardinals, Phillies, Rays, and then you also have the Cleveland
Commanders.
Guardians.
Cleveland Commanders is somehow better than
I paused because I was going to say Commanders. I'm like, this doesn't feel right. Mariners and the Blue Jays all look to be in contention.
very cool.
There you have it.
Went from
Watch some baseball.
dimple heads to seam heads real quick.
It's really just me trying to like get myself excited to watch some baseball because I'm going to be all in like 4 weeks and actually care about some dumb like ground rule, double rule, or some bullshit in a game that's actually compelling. So I'm just trying to like get a little warm up.
Okay. Dylan,
Shall we?
would you care to run it back?
It is time to run it back. The segment during which we talk about what we already talked about.
Why did Christopher Walken combine with the movie phone guy from the 90s that you would call to find out movie times?
Why don't you just
pop
tell
on?
me the name of the movie you want to watch?
Tell me the name
Bruce,
of the movie.
Bruce Buffer.
We don't think it's a
Okay, great.
boob season in Lubbock, but we're really not sure. The Golden Knights are looking strong. The Stone Man is back.
Huge.
Brett remembers the fappening quite well.
Nasty.
Kyler Murray is pretty small for an NFL quarterback.
Jeez.
Cole Beasley, now a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, is also fairly short. Quinn Ewers, who can really spin it, might be back for the Tech game. Kyler Murray, again, really small, can fit under a tortilla. A lot of the theme of today has been short kings playing professional sports really well.
You know, let me just say that the tortilla line might be the funniest thing that's ever been said on this podcast.
Really?
I can't get past thinking about him like poking a
Just
little
clawing
hole
his
in,
way out.
like Jim Carrey and Ace Ventura 2, pulling himself out of the rhino's ass.
Like a prairie dog, just like.
He just pulls himself through the tortilla.
That concludes Run It Back. Fun
Can
day.
I affix the sports party real quick by saying congrats to the first professional team to win a championship in the city of Las Vegas, the Aces, Becky Hammond, shouts, Kelsey Plum, obviously always been a fan, won WNBA title. I know you were
Very
all worried
cool.
about it.
Also, shout out to the 4 Aces on the Live Tour. He had another team victory.
That's big.
The legacy they're building. All right. That was fun. We will see y'all Thursday. Again, apologies for the delay scheduling conflicts,
Yeah, that's on me.
but it's okay. We will be back Thursday, live stream with a special guest picking games, 6:30 Central on Too Much Dip YouTube. Bye-bye.
I want my chips with the dip. That's all I know. I don't want my chips plain. I want my chips with the dip. So bring them dips.